Hey, taking a little break from Hauling Wood and playing Far Cry. New Dawn, I've been playing to bring you a little bit of music. And I dedicate songs to all kinds of people. I think that my beloved brother from another mother, Jason B., also known as the Common Sense Guy, has the record for the amount of songs I've dedicated to one person. And he definitely wins that. But this one right here, is for Patrice Ripley. And you just remember, sweetness, come Friday, the Ogre Army will make sure that you have a couple packs of smokes and a nice bottle of wine to start your weekend. And if you doubt that, please remember this song. Well, don't you ever be sad. Lean on me when times are bad. And when the day comes, oh, and you're down, and the river trouble that seem to make you drown. Just hold on, stop coming. Hold on, stop coming. I'm on my way. Go lover, if you get cold, I'll be your cover. Don't have to worry, oh, when I'm here, I see the better when I'm here. Oh, now hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Oh yeah, reach out to me for satisfaction. Yeah. Look here, Dave, this is how she got to do. Call my name, yeah. For a quick reaction. Oh yeah. Now don't you ever feel sad. Lean on me, oh, when times are bad. And when the day comes, oh, and you feel down, oh, river trouble, got you about to drown. Just hold on, 'cause I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Don't worry now, here I come. Yeah. Wow, it's an abrupt end on that one, isn't it? Got a few things to say. Gonna make it quick and end with another song in the same vein. For those of you that don't know, that's Sam and Dave. Boy, they really rocked back in the day. And I love that band. When I hear that, that makes me feel like a man, because all those things he's talking, that's manly things. Don't you worry, baby, I'm coming. You know, you look at me when times are bad. You know, and it's fallen by the wayside. I'm not going to make a big deal about it, or definitely not going to self-promote or anything like that. But I'll be damned. You know, if someone I know and love, and I mean love in the, you know, the extra social way, I mean, that I care about deeply, is down and out, and they can't have a bloody smoke. So that said, I wasn't going to do this again, but this is the only person I really care to help. If anyone does have a little extra, and you look, this is not a telethon, but help me help a beloved friend a little bit more than I would have. What I'm going to do is match anybody's donation up to $50. And I'm definitely going to donate 20. If someone hears this and wants to know more information, why just go to my Twitter. The Ghost of Ogre really is what it is. And, or jtee710 and I'll be more than happy to talk to this person and make sure it's okay to say their name, and then also make sure it's okay to give out their PayPal. I'm thinking it will be. And no matter what, I will do my part, because I couldn't have a comfortable weekend here in my paradise that my wife and I have created for ourselves, knowing that someone was struggling and couldn't. I don't smoke cigarettes, don't condone it, but that said, I would help someone that smokes to get a pack of cigarettes. A lot of times people are like, oh, you buy a pack of cigarettes and booze. What do you want them to do? Suffer? I mean, do you think that me withholding cigarettes and booze from them is going to somehow, make them stop drinking and smoking? It never happened. People do what they want to do and do what they're going to do. And I don't think they base it on, anything except for what they're addicted to, what their desires are, what fulfills them and makes them happy. We used to call it the pursuit of happiness, and that's the American way. So I'm going to say something very briefly, give the benediction, and then, sing the closing hymn, and then give the benediction. And what I have to say is today, I believe it is today, the whole sham cranks back up. They have enough rhinos with morons, and they're like the Mormon moron. Why his name Romney, Mitty Romney, the Mexican. These people exist. Why it's not the other way? And they say, well, it's because we're right, and they're conscious. No, if you don't go along with the Democrats, they'll kick you out. They'll make your life hell. Ocasio-Cortez is a good example. She's the new kind of Democrat. They're not kissing her ass as a freshman, first term representative. They're not bending over backwards to do everything she wants to do. So what's she going to do? She's a fundraising machine. She's going to withhold her money. That's what they do. They kick you out of their club. They say they're for equality. And listen, I need to take some time to bash the Republicans, because more and more people are assuming that I'm a Republican. Now, as a matter of fact, Trump is a gun-grabbing piece of garbage, man. Sorry, folks. If you hate me now, I don't know what to say. I don't want anyone to leave. The ones that are around here, you do mean a lot to me. I don't want to lose you. But if me saying the fact that Trump says some moronic statement like, well, I believe in due process. First, you go in, you grab the guns, and then you have due process. You cannot, that's not due process. You can't say you believe in due process, then say you're going to trample due process, then have due process. No. Nope. Matter of fact, if you're free in 21, because that is now more and more the legal age, and it was the legal age for years in this country. You were 21 years old. You belonged to your parents until you were 21. From the founding of this country, forever, it seemed like. If you're 21 years old and you're free, you're not incarcerated in an institution, you have the right to keep and bear arms. Felon, I don't know what that means. I don't know why they would label someone for life. They use these terms, law-abiding citizen. I have news for you. If the FBI follows any, your grandma included, I can't make it any more clear than say any American citizen. If they follow them and observe them, the average American citizen commits 4 felonies an hour. And these are things that the FBI agents could arrest you for, could give you years in prison. Why? Because they like to say it. We're a nation of laws. It's nonsense. We're a nation of free men. And don't give me that bullshit. When I say free men, I mean you too, women. We're a nation of free men. We're not a nation of slaves. We're not a nation of laws. We came out of a nation of laws. We have one set of laws. Do not hurt. Do not steal. That encompasses everything. I used to say, don't hurt, don't kill, don't steal. But if you kill somebody, you have to hurt them. Don't hurt. Don't steal. I do not mean hurt. Sticks and stones break my bones, and words sometimes hurt me, like a la Justin Trudeau. I don't mean that kind of hurt. I mean hurt. I hurt you. Cause physical pain. not this amorphous, ambiguous, nondescript hurt that no one can quantify, not this idea of hate speech that no one can delineate. Not, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's fine as a philosophy, but it is sorry about the flies. I got a chicken that lives in here, and I clean the cage every 2 days. It doesn't matter. The flies, man, it's unreal. I'm not going to kill her now. She's lived in here for 6 years. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It sounds great, and it is a great philosophy, but it's not the philosophy we want to have as the law of the land. When I think about this impeachment stuff and Trump talking about how he's been impeded and he can't do his job, thank God. I wish there was something for him to squabble about all the time so Congress passed, because they're like, we're not doing our jobs passing laws. You mean we don't have enough? You think these people are so detached from reality that they have convinced themselves that making something illegal alleviates the problem, when it does not. It doesn't do anything. In fact, most times making something illegal makes things worse. Oh, it's good, Patrice. If you get a chance, listen to the first part of this. The opening hymn was dedicated to yourself, and I would like your permission. I thought about it. We don't do fundraisers here much. And one way or the other, and listen, I'm just being human. I'm not tooting my own horn. It's nothing, no big deal. I'm saying this for you or anyone else to give me any kind of praise or accolades. Nothing to do with that. But one way or the other, you will get at least $20 from me on Friday. But what I hope to do is what I've said earlier. I'll match up to 50. So if 10 people give $5, and I would give 50, and then you'd have 100. So either way, I'm not a big channel, I'm going to promote this as best as I can. But no matter what, and we'll see what we can do. The rest I'm not going to say on air because I have a plan, and I would like to help you a little bit for the next little future. The reason is, as I said, everybody's like, oh, cigarettes, whatever, a bottle of wine. Oh, Mrs. Ripley needs to worry about something else. Well, fuck you. Not you, Mrs. Ripley, but fuck you, whoever would say that. You be hooked on smokes and want to smoke and can't even afford a bloody pack of cigarettes and then start talking trash. Oh, you get money and encourage them to buy a bottle of wine? You're daggone right. You work your ass off all week long for snot noses and to try to make someone else's life easy, and they don't even have the courtesy to pay you what they undoubtedly could afford to pay you. When you're starting to hire nannies, you have the money. But I'm sure they probably feel very vindicated at, giving you a place to stay, if they even do that. And it's not good. I don't like to rail against minimum wage because I don't believe in minimum wage and the government making rules. I like to say this: help out your fellow man. And if you have the means to hire someone, pay them what you can afford, not what you can get away with paying them. Pay them what you can afford. No one has ever worked for me and said I was robbed, I was ripped off, I wasn't paid what I deserve. No one has ever said that. In fact, I got to do some of the shittiest jobs, and anybody that's worked at me before, they fight each other to be able to do it again, because you always get a hot meal. You always are asked at the beginning of the day, did you have breakfast? If the answer is no, the first order of business is a hot breakfast. At noon, when I'm enjoying a cold beer, you're always asked, would you like a cold beer with your hot meal? And the boss will never look at someone and go, oh, we're having a beer at lunch, because I'm having a beer too. You do these things because this is the philosophy that works. It's nice. It's a good philosophy to have. It's a good rule to live by. The golden rule, not he who has the gold makes the rules, but treat others as you would want to be treated. But as I said, it's not a law of the land. That would be a terrible law of the land. I ask one thing of you today. This is my appeal before the benediction and my final appeal. This is my minor appeal in the middle of the sermon. Please pray for Donald Trump. Pray that he'll have the strength to make it through this. I'm not asking you to pray that he's reelected. You'll either vote for him or you won't. If you want him to be reelected, you do. If you don't, you don't. Pray about that too if you'd like. I'm not asking you to. Pray that he'll have the strength to make it through. And pray that our country does not fall into the hands of those that would sacrifice liberty for security, leaving our entire country deserving neither liberty or security. I have not practiced this next song, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Here we go. This is from the same band, Sam and Dave. Coming at you on a dusty road. Good loving, I got a truckload. And when you get it, you gotta get something. So don't you worry, cause baby, I'm coming. Cause I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Got what I got the hard way, and I'll make it better each and every day. So honey, now don't you fret, cause you ain't seen I nothing yet. Cause I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Play it, Steve. I'm a soul man. Listen now. I brought up on a side street. Learned how to love before I could eat. I was educated from good stuff. When I start loving, I just can't stop. Cause I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Well, grab the rope, I'll pull you in. Give it and you hope and be your only boyfriend. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. You're a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'll tell you, that makes me feel so good deep down inside. I think the Jews have a lot in common with black folks, especially American Jews and American blacks. You notice I drink high life. I mean, if you just look around, listen to me, and see some of the things that I do and things that interest me and that I love, you'll notice that a Louisville Jew is much the same as a black man from Louisville. And it gets good. I don't look at it as cultural appropriations. I look at it as I love soul music. I love R&B. I love the blues. And, you know, let's face it, white boys are very rarely good at it. I am the exception that proves the rule. So listen, as I wrap up, I ask you to often to ask yourself what you can do for yourself today. And now I'm going to echo who I believe was the greatest president in the last 100 years. And though I say that, it'll be much to MCJK's chagrin. He cannot change my opinion. And that's that of the late John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. If we have that mindset, if all of our rulers, legislators had that mindset, we would not only be in a better place today, we would be in the best place. It's fallen by the wayside. And I go a step farther today and say to myself, ask not what your fellow man can do for you today, Ogre, but ask what you can do for your fellow man. And as I was looking in the mirror today, as I was asking myself what I was going to do today for Ogre, the answer to that question was, I'm going to do everything I can do to help Patrice Ripley. Because here's a beautiful woman that takes care of her child, that takes care of others' children, that always has a kind word. Her videos, if you haven't seen them, she doesn't have a bunch up, but they're very thoughtful. She's a very, very thoughtful and intelligent individual. And when I see this person, and I know they're going through life without the, without the basics, the things that, honest to goodness, I'm not trying to be, just fill this with tropes, but the things that we all take for granted every day. If you smoke, you take for granted that you buy a pack of Cools every morning. If you drink like me, you take for granted you always get cold beer in the fridge. Hey, don't feel so good about your next red hot smoke or your next ice cold beer, knowing that our sister is somewhere suffering, wishing that she could take part, wishing that she could have a nice puff or maybe a cold draft. So I ask you one more time. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. And join with me today. And if you do, find a little bit extra. All I care to do is find 10 people that would give $5. Most people listening to me, $5 means very little to them. And if you do that, the Ogre will match it. And we'll make a young lady's weekend just a little bit better. Not great. That $100 is going to be gone probably Saturday morning, but she'll have a night. She'll be able to enjoy, be able to have those little extras that we enjoy every day. And in the end, she'll be able to think about that when times are tough and know that no matter what happens, there are a few people out here in the world, even in this strange and wonderful cyber world, that are willing to take a moment and say, but for the grace of God, there go I. Therefore, I must open my wallet. And to open your wallet, you have to open your heart a wee bit and pour out the blessing on this beautiful, wonderful woman that has been poured out on me by a benevolent and merciful God. I don't apologize for that. I'm not even going to explain myself. I'm going to do one thing very quickly before the benediction, if you'll bow your heads with me today. Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you so much for being the Lord of hosts, for sitting high and looking low, knowing the desires of my heart and which one of those desires need to be met and which ones need to be rooted out. I pray now, Lord, that you cast your countenance down upon my friend Patrice Ripley, that you give her the desires of her heart that are in line with you, but more to the point, that you fulfill her needs, even if it's through a broken vessel such as myself, and my friends here on this channel. And I ask all this knowing that you hear me, because I ask it in Jesus' name, amen. And with that in mind, be good to your friends, be good to your family members, be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved one has done seems to be so huge you'll never be able to forget about it. Because constant viewers, Patrice, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones, your life, and the laughing ogre will depart from you.